Life after college was not what I expected. I really wanted to pop my gums a bit. I did, because it's a new year. It's 2022. And it's been a huge, well, I'll say this, 2021 has been a huge year. But there's been a lot of transition. There has been a lot of moving forward. What do I mean? Well, my girlfriend and I packed up the bug of our lives to move in 3 days. We had to start new jobs. We also moved 6 hours away, so there was that.
Almost hit some dude because it's very country out here. Twisted my ankle in the crack house. It's not really a crack house, but it was the Airbnb and it looked like a crack house. I had to go apartment searching with a twisted up ankle. Thankfully, I had some friends out here. Signed to leave. Moved in that night. Like, went to Target to get some stuff that night. It was like 2 a.m. by the time we finished. Had to go to work the next day. And it was snowing. Also, one of the days there was in a bathtub, and I just don't understand why that came to be. So, yeah. It was a great year for business, though.
I'm not even gonna put pressure into 2022, like in I guess expectation of it being as large. Yes, I'll have my little personal goals and such, and my business goals, but that's my business. And I feel like I'm in the right place and I want to remain open. It was a great year. It was the best year. Why? Because relationship, moved in with this person, moved to an amazing place. My business, I got to a place where I can thrive. My merchandise is in a store on the main avenue. Okay, I participated in vending occasions, vending events, which was huge. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I have bigger and better plans for more events and more places that I want to be. But you know what? I'm not there yet. That's not the point. It happened. I got a big girl job with big girl benefits. I ended up being offered something even bigger, with bigger benefits and a bigger check, which is very important. It's just been a year of growth. It's been a year of joy. Yeah, there was a lot of fear with the corona and everything like that, but for the first time in a long time, it seems like things are coming together, and I'm so thankful. And life was not always like that. I guess I kind of want to rewind, because today has been a very emotional day, and it's been a reflective day, and I feel like, you know what, I'm in a good place in my journey. If life is a journey, you gotta walk through all kinds of things, and you know, some of it was a bit murky, and I feel like, you know, a lot of people may be in a murky spot. If I share my story, maybe somebody else will benefit from it. Maybe somebody needs to hear something. I was like the first in my family to go to college. I'm in high school. Let's just rewind a little bit. I'm in high school. I was taught that after high school, you go to college. And that's what it seems, right? So boom, I go. I get out. Well, first of all, I'm feeling excited because it's a major thing. And I keep getting the question upon graduating, what are you gonna do next? I don't freaking know. I just got here. Not even in a shady way. It's just like you're hounding me to go on to the next, and you haven't even done it yourself, which was frustrating. It was also frustrating because it's not like there was a blueprint. It seemed like, all right, well, you have this education, a job should fall in line, right? No, it didn't. It didn't. Countless applications were put in, countless revisits to portfolios and resumes and such, and like nothing worked. Everybody wanted me to magically have 3 to 5 to 10 years of experience. And this was entry level. And I'm just like, well, if you look up entry, that means you're entering, that's new. But somehow entry level meant that you were supposed to have it all, which was very confusing to me. I didn't get a job in my field straight out of the gate. I signed up for internships, which are cool, but it's really not, because it's unpaid labor. I feel like if you are a business and you need assistance, then you need to pay somebody to assist. If you can't pay somebody, then you need to not do that. So it was just really hard. It was a constant feeling of being stuck. I went from feeling good, like feeling like, all right, I'm making progress, I'm doing it, I'm doing good, I'm doing well, to not wanting to speak to anybody, because now everybody's like, oh, well, what are you up to now? What are you up to now? It's like, do you care about how I'm like how I'm doing, it seems like y'all are so focused on what I'm gonna do next. It's like, what about me? Like before this, you would ask how I'm doing. And now it's just like, what's the next? What's the big designer? What is this? I was already quiet. I was already introverted, already didn't want to be bothered. And now here I am, or here I was finding myself just even further wanting to be alone, not wanting to engage, wanting to miss family events because I'm dreading this question. You didn't even have anything to offer. I do understand being excited for what somebody's gonna do, but I also feel like, you know what? When someone is excited about what they're gonna do next, they'll probably show it. To continuously hound it's irksome. It kind of comes across funny, to be honest. And even if it doesn't, it sucks. It sucks when things aren't great. I say, let people come to you with good news. It will be all in my business, like freaking neighbors. We don't even talk like that. So what are you doing? Are you working? I don't even know you. Like I know you, but I don't know you. Why are you in my business like that? So here I was, young, educated, poor, with just a hint of hope in my eyes, but really not much. It was fading fast. Nobody's done this. Everybody has gone to work. Like everybody has jobs. It's not real like careers. And then if there are careers, it's not like education was the thing that led to the career. So it's just really nobody to relate. I felt very alone. I felt like a failure because I was supposed to have this planned out and things were supposed to go a certain way and they didn't. I guess I just started to focus on all the wrong things. I started to focus on what I wasn't doing, or focus on, well, when I get this and when I get this, then maybe I can, or I guess my first like job that actually paid was trash. And oh my God, it was like freaking high school all over again. It was cliquey. I couldn't get hours. But the reason it wasn't for me is because I like to let people shop. You know, if you have a question, or if you're looking confused, or you're looking like, oh no, okay, now I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna approach you. They wanted you to straight out of the gate like, hey, how are you, blah, 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 blah. And I figured that's annoying. I don't want to shop like that. People didn't want to shop like that. They were looking at you crazy. It wasn't my cup of tea. They trained me on the register. They trained me to do one thing, just regular sales transaction. The first thing that comes in is an online return. What the heck? All right, cool. The next person. Exchange. I don't know. A traveler's check. It's just, eventually, I started working at Macy's and I started working at other places and this and that. But it just kind of sucked because none of it was what I went to school for. In certain fields, it's not like what you know. It's not even your skill, it's who you know. That is so trash because there are so many people who are really, really great, or could be really, really great if they are even given the chance. And they're not, because they're not born into connections, because they aren't born into a certain status, born into a certain class. And that's so it is. I started taking the different jobs, trying to figure out, all right, what's the next skill set? What's the next thing that I can learn? Just getting up and clocking in and applying for these jobs that don't pay well or like don't give a crap. It sucks. So I had to think about what I wanted and what I wanted to do and how the fresh heck I was gonna make that happen. And applying for jobs, even though it wasn't necessarily exactly what I wanted to do, started applying for things, customer service, and related to e-commerce because there were skills, little different things that I could take away and learn from, gain the experience so that I knew what I wanted to do for my own company. And I was a teacher and I loved it so much and it was so great and it was so beautiful and it was a creative and fun, funky experience. And while my heart was fed, my wallet was hungry. Like I got bills, so I had to move. Valley. I was a client service representative. I was excited behind the product descriptions. I was excited behind seeing the headquarters in New York. I was excited behind just like different little things. And It was all connecting for me. It was all connecting. Like, I want to do this, but I want to do this for me. I would do little things to the side, like Vinted. Okay, I would sell on Vinted. Your girl has an extensive wardrobe. What can I say? But I would have a bunch of stuff piling up that I didn't need, or just wasn't me, or didn't fit, or whatever the case. Take a few quick, cute photos, make a cool little description, package it up all nice, and send it out. One thing led to another. I was just trying to pick up little skills, whatever I could pick up in whatever job. It's gonna be something that's a little bit different, something that can be used for something else. And that was the goal. The pickings are slim, but I mean, what are the pretty parts of these trimmings that I can take to make it a better looking dress or whatever? Wildly enough, after an e-commerce job, I went back to teaching and I loved it and I had so much fun. I really did. And I was also working at Lush, and I love Lush so much, but I hated working there because it was this one little funky manager. You ever just like know that somebody doesn't like you? Just be professional. Scheduled me outside of my availability after I'd made this doggone availability sheet 3 times. Thrice I made it. Thrice. It's like, I know you know how to read because you have this job. And because you read in your job. I started getting comfortable again in my teaching job, and yes, it was something that was so near and dear to my heart. I was supposed to be there, but I feel like I was supposed to be there for a period of time, if you will, and I would have overstayed that. And because it was ripped up from underneath my feet, literally went home early because there were really like no students in the school, and told everybody, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. That was the last day, and I haven't seen a lot of them since. Most of them. Never saw them again. Rough. That was really, really rough. I got sick, and I feel like getting sick was also, what is like a wake-up call? As soon as I started getting better, I started working on my stuff. I started working on my business. I started working on my products. And then I launched it a few months later. The business model that I had didn't require a lot of funding to start with, especially being on such a small scale. But yeah, I hit the rock bottom. I did. I was sick. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any income. My unemployment wasn't coming in. My savings were dwindling. I was at rock bottom. I was trapped in the house, talking to myself. But talking to myself differently because I talk to myself. The plants were starting to talk to me too. I had to take the little bits, the little nasty, well, the sparkly bits from the nasty bits, and I had to separate them. And I had to take the sparkly bits that were covered a little bit in the dirt and just like wash them off a little bit and put them with the bigger bits to make a bigger, shinier picture. Nothing went as planned. Nothing was ideal. Nothing was really sparkly. Nothing was laid out. I think it's just about moving forward. I think it's about knowing or figuring out what you want to do. I would dare to say that most of us don't know what we're doing, or at least a good half. So what? You're here on this earth. Figure it out. You know what? If you can't immediately get the job that you want to get, that doesn't mean to just stop. It doesn't mean to just stop. I think it just means to keep trying something. Keep trying things that are gonna lead you to that road. All in all, I'm glad for the way life is turning out. And I say that because there was a time where I wasn't. There was a long, and I mean like years long time where I just was really uncertain. Like super uncertain. Like I had no idea. No idea, and didn't think that it was gonna get better. And now it is. You know, I was unsure of myself. I didn't know who I was, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And now I walk away from things when they aren't right. I walk away from things when they aren't sufficient, from jobs when they're not sufficient, when there's mistreatment in it because I don't feel like I have to stay because I need this. I'm still walking, I'm still making my way on the journey, and I feel like I will always be. I'm not in the dark. I have a little flashlight, a pretty bright flashlight. I can see a little better. My shoes are a little bit more comfortable. You have to do it. You have to make it happen. And nobody can make it happen for you. There's nothing wrong with telling somebody if they're all up in your grill, up in your business, asking what you're doing next. Especially when it's somebody nosy. Like, I'm fine, thank you, all is well. You can say all is well and end the conversation. You can say all is well and then walk away. It's all right to tell somebody, I'll come to you with the news. Life after college was not what I expected. And I think that that's the part I love about it the most.